going to teach you today how to create a sales forecast. Whether you've been in business for a while or you're a brand new entrepreneur, how do you create that forecast so that you know where to go? There's a lot of business owners running their business without a sales forecast, and I'm going to be honest with you, it's kind of like setting off on a cross-country road trip without a map and hoping that you end up where you want to go. Chances are you're going to get lost along the way. Now, I know if you're a new entrepreneur and you're saying, I don't know how to forecast because everything's unproven, I get it. But here's what I'm here to tell you. Sales forecasting is always a guess. None of us can predict the future. None of us know what's coming, but it is still best to have a map. Just like if you were going to go on that cross-country road trip, you can't predict all road cancellations. You can't predict all weather problems, but you're still going to be better off having that map, even if you have to make course corrections and adjustments along the way. I'm Amy Walker, and you're watching The CEO Spot, and today we are showing you how to sales forecast. For all the tips that you need to learn how to grow your business, improve your sales and marketing, and create some life balance, make sure that you subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so that you get notified when I release a new video every Tuesday. Let's be honest, sales forecasting, always a guess. We just want it to be an educated guess. If you've been in business for a while, you have some historical data. You know what you did last year. Maybe it's not as organized as you want it to be, but at least you have some ideas. If you're new, you don't have any of that. There's no historical data to go off of, so your sales forecasting, that educated guess part, it has to be more educated because you can't just go, well, this is what we did last year, so let's go for a 15% increase this year. That's not going to work. So you've got to make sure that you have a really solid plan in place. So whether you're a new entrepreneur or you're somebody who you've been an entrepreneur for a while and you're just trying to figure out how do I get my sales forecast a little more dialed in, this is going to be a great video and I'm going to give you some really good tips here. If you stay until the end, you'll have the formula that I use for myself and for my clients to get our sales forecasting in place and some really good tips for you to feel more confident that your sales forecast isn't just a wish. So question for all of the viewers, is this your first time making a sales forecast or are you just looking to improve the one that you have? So the first step is to do pricing research. I want you to look at other people that are similar in your industry and figure out what their pricing model is to figure out what the market will support. If you go out and launch a product with the wrong price, it can really hurt. Now, I know that varies a lot. If you're a product, it varies a little bit less. If you're a service, it varies a lot. You know, there are coaches that charge way less than what I charge. There are a lot of coaches that charge way more than I charge. And so that in a service, it's going to be a little bit all over the place. What I would consider doing is looking at pricing, what will the market support, and also what can you transact if you're in a service business. If you are a brand new salon owner and you are just setting up shop, you don't want to be the least expensive, but you might not want to be the most expensive as the salon that has built a really solid reputation of being the high-end option. So just figure out what can I transact, like what am I going to actually be able to get. So for example, when I started with my coaching packages, my first coaching package I launched was $1,000. Not because it wasn't worth more, but because I knew that was an amount that I could get people to say yes to fairly quickly. And then I could build the value, I could build the testimonials, I could get people saying, wow, this totally helped my business. And then I could raise my prices from there. So do some pricing research first so that you go in with the right price. The second thing that we're going to look at is how many salespeople do you have on your team? And how many deals can they transact in a week? Again, educated guess. If you've got just you, then you need to look at it and say, okay, I've got to do fulfillment of whatever product or service I have. I need to do marketing and I've got sales that I'm going to do. So maybe you only have 2.5 days dedicated to sales as a solopreneur. FYI, I don't recommend that you have less than that dedicated to sales. If you are a solopreneur, you're the only one selling. So if there's less than 2.5 days of sales going on, it's going to be an issue. So figure out how much time you have dedicated to sales and realistically, how many deals do you think that you can close? Don't overshoot this. I think the worst thing you can do on your sales forecast is use optimism and hope as a strategy, because I would hope that I can sell $100,000 this month. But if I don't have the time dedicated to it and I don't have the people dedicated to it and I don't have the number of leads coming in, then that's just a ridiculous number that I pulled out of the sky. So make sure that you look at this and you pick a number that you can probably do. It's likely you can transact that amount of deals. Third thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at unit goals. So you probably have different products. In my company, I have a product called Coaching on Demand. I have a client acquisition mastermind, and then I have private coaching, and then I have consulting work. So I basically have 4 different levels. Each of those has a price point. We're going to go through and figure out what's the goal for how many units of each one we're going to sell. So for example, I have a goal to sell 5 masterminds a month, 1 private coaching client a month, and 10 to 20 new Coaching on Demand students per month. And then I actually am totally booked up with consulting work, so I'm not looking at this moment to take on some more. That could change, but right now that's where I'm at. Now those numbers obviously represent me having some support and having a sales team in place, so your numbers don't have to look like my numbers, but I want you to go through and look at each of your units and set a unit volume goal for each one. So now we're going to do a little bit of math, and we're not going to make it too hard. We're going to look at the number of weeks in the year, and I'm going to set that at 50 because I know there's 52 weeks, but you're going to be sick or take a vacation or something. So if you know you're selling less weeks than that, you can dial that back a little bit more, but I'm going to go with 50 weeks. Then what we're going to do is we're going to take our prices and we're going to times it by our unit goals. So if I want to sell 150 Coaching on Demand programs, I times that by the price. If I want to sell 60 masterminds, I times that by the price. If I want to sell 12 one-on-one clients, I times that by the price. And then I go and I add that up, and that has my sales goal for the year. For the new client acquisition coming in through my sales conversations from my sales team. Fifth thing we're going to do is we're going to look at online sales. Are you trying to run ads and run funnels and generate sales through online channels? If so, you need to look at that as well. So 3 things that you're going to look at there. Number 1, you're going to look at your cost per lead. How much does it cost you to get a new lead over to your landing page? Number 2, you're going to look at your marketing budget. Maybe it costs you $30 to get a new lead to go over to your landing page. Now you need to look at how much can you actually afford to spend and figure that in to help you figure out how much volume is going to be coming over to that landing page. The third thing is your conversion rate. Once they get to the landing page and they sign up for the free thing, how many of those do you actually convert into a sell, and how much do they purchase from you? So now you're going to do some projections on your online sales. I invite you to be conservative here because there's a lot of external factors that can change. And so especially if you're a new entrepreneur and you don't have any historical data, be conservative. A lot of people think they're going to get more and get it back faster than they actually do, and it takes time to build that up. Okay, 6th thing that you're going to do is you are going to look at your repeat business. So how many people do you anticipate will purchase from you again? Are you looking for a 20% repurchase rate, a 50% repurchase rate? It kind of depends on what you're selling. For me, a lot of my programs are yearly, like we're working together for 6 months or we're working together for a year. And so I have to take that into account when I'm looking at my repurchase rate, that they might not be repurchasing this year. It might be next year that they repurchase again. And it might not be that they purchase the same thing again. They might go up or they might go down in service level. So a couple things that you want to look at with your repeat sales. Do you expect them to purchase within the first year? What percentage of people will purchase again? And what's the average dollar amount of their repurchase? Take that into consideration and come up with a goal for repeat business within this next year. Now we're down to our last 2 steps, and these ones are fairly simple. What you're going to do is add up your new client acquisition from your sales team, add up your online sales, add up your repeat sales. That's going to give you your total sales goal for the year. And then we're going to divide it by 12, and that will tell us our monthly projection. Here's how much we project that we're going to sell each month. So that's a pretty straightforward way to do it. If you have a product that you see there's going to be a lot of reorders, that might not be exactly accurate. You might need to look at a scale that goes up like this. Like this month, we plan on bringing on this many new customers. This month, month 2, we plan on bringing X amount. By month 3, we've got new customers plus month 1 customers are reordering. Month 4, we have new customers plus months 2 and 1 are reordering. So you'll have to kind of build that up and have a graduated scale if you think your business is going to run that way. And then step number 8, the last thing that I recommend you do with your sales projections is project out 3 to 5 years. Now, when you're looking at the 3 to 5 year projections, take your projections from this year and add a growth percentage to it. I think anywhere between 10 to 30% is really attainable and doable. I do have clients that go 50% to 100% increase. They double their business in a year, but that's with a lot of intention, work, and coaching and strategy to do that. If you're not putting that in, like if you're not proactively really working and doing something different to create that growth, I would go with somewhere between 10 and 30% as a doable amount that you could expect to grow from year to year. Okay, you got 8 steps to create your sales projection. Now go do it. That's where it really becomes magical, because otherwise it's just an idea in your head. You still don't have one and it's still not going to help you. You should be using this in order to make the right decisions, to be able to see if you're on track, to be able to course correct. If your numbers are looking lower than you thought, what's going on? Why are they looking lower? If you're killing it and you're blowing it out of the water, reproject and reset your budgets, because your budgets are going to be set off of what you think that you're going to sell this year, because you don't have what you sold last year to measure it off of. So you really, really need this number. I can't tell you enough. Should I give you like the mom look? Make your sales projections. All right, I hope this is helpful for you. If you would like to join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs to be able to ask questions, engage, create relationships, make sure you jump over to Facebook and join us in the private Facebook group, the CEO Spot, and I can't wait to see you there. If this video was helpful and you'd like to see more content like this, please let me know. Hit the like button, share, leave me a comment, make sure you subscribe to the channel, and get plugged in with the community. I cannot wait to get to know you and your business better. If you are looking for more support in your sales, I have 2 suggestions for you. One is go download my new book. It's free, and you can download the I'm Not a Salesperson sales book, How to Sell Like a Natural Even If You're Not. The link is in the description. And the second thing is go start watching some of these sales trainings. There is a lot of information on this channel, and it's going to help you to be able to grow your business. Thanks so much for watching.